Hey there, Michelle. What's shaking?
Hey, Lindsay, is today a special day?
Today actually is very special. It's my birthday. Oh my gosh.
Hey, happy
Yay,
birthday,
fun.
Lindsay. Oh my
Thanks,
gosh.
Michelle.
Well, I hope you do something special today. It is a Saturday. It's always great when your birthday falls on the weekend. So,
Yeah.
guys, this is one of our special Saturday episodes. We are having
Yes.
fun hanging out with you on Saturdays, whether you're going to brunch, whether you're going to a yoga class, whether
Yes.
you
Sassy
meeting friends,
Saturdays.
whatever it is, it's your sassy Saturday. Let us come with you. So,
Yes,
um,
100%. Yeah.
and a special one because it's Lindsay's birthday. But Lindsay, are you an athletic person?
I would say I kind of. I would say kind of. I have some athletic ability, but I'm not outstanding. I played a lot of tennis in
Yeah.
college. I played in college and my whole life, and I ski. So skiing and tennis are my main sports. What about
Skiing
you,
and tennis.
Michelle?
I'm not athletic.
Okay.
You-
All right. Well,
you-
that's okay. That's okay.
but I enjoy doing things. I'm just not good at them. It's just
Yes.
I'm more talented in the artsy side.
Love that.
Yes, but not so much. I wouldn't say you want to pick me for your team. So
Oh, no, yeah.
yeah.
It's kind of cruel in school when they have kids pick, their teams. Maybe they
Yeah.
don't do this anymore,
Yeah, I
but
don't
this
know.
idea of being picked last
Yeah.
is really traumatizing for
Yeah,
some
you
kids
yeah.
sometimes.
Like, I would suggest if we were in some sort of game and people had to choose teams, I would say just go for someone else.
That's so funny. Oh, man.
Yeah,
That's okay. We all have different
yeah,
talents, and
that's
they're
right.
all valuable, so we
That's
love that.
right.
Yes.
That's right. Well, guys, also, Lindsay, do you want anything special for your birthday today?
Oh my gosh, I would love more people to know about All Ears English because we are doing something special here, Michelle. We are talking about connection, not perfection. We've been talking about it for 10 years, but
Yeah.
we have so much more to do. This message really matters. On this show, we show
Yeah,
you how to connect with English. It's not always about being correct. You can still make mistakes and form amazing human bonds and
absolutely.
connections, right?
Absolutely. Yes.
Yes.
That's
So
so important to know that.
Exactly. So I'm going to ask our listeners, guys, today, share All Ears English with one person who you believe would love our philosophy and our style. Send the show by text message or just tell someone about it. If you go to a party tonight, let them know about All Ears English and how to find it. All
Yeah, it's
right.
Saturday night. Maybe you're going for a party. You're meeting
Yeah.
friends. Yeah, you're doing things. You're out and about. Give
Out and
Lindsay the
about.
birthday present of
That's my birthday
sharing this show.
request.
Yes, please.
Yes, and make
Okay.
sure you let them know, guys, they need to hit follow so they can follow the show, so it comes up regularly. When we publish a new episode, it'll come up in their queue, right? And they can actually start with one particular episode. Which one is
Mhm.
it, Michelle?
Well, we actually did a series
Mhm.
a while back, and this
Yeah,
was since we're talking about being athletic, figured we'd share this one. This was a basketball in English series. So we
love
had
it.
basketball in English part 1 was vocabulary for the game, and then
Love
we
it.
had another episode over on business English for it, part 2, and back on All Ears English for part 3. So listen to those 3 episodes today.
Wow. Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So,
Yeah.
Lindsay, when you hear the word athletic, do you typically think of someone who plays a lot of sports or someone with an athletic build, like how their body is built, or both? What do you
I
think?
think it's both because I think it would be a chicken and egg thing, right?
Yeah.
So if they play a lot of sports, they probably have some amount of muscle mass. They probably
Yeah.
look relatively athletic, not in all cases, but usually. And if they have kind of a built look, they might be more likely to play sports. So I think it's both. I think it's both.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
so right. So, but it's interesting. Does athletic mean that you are good at sports, or does athletic mean can it just mean you kind of like to work out? Does it have to be in
Um,
sports?
I think athleticism as a noun, right? Just
Mhm.
this talent, this skill, it does usually signify some level of
Yeah.
competence in sports,
Yeah. Maybe good
right? Like you're
hand-eye
good at
coordination.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Kinesthetic intelligence. We've talked
Oh,
about that
yeah.
before, right?
Right, right,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
Lindsay, do you know other people who is the most athletic person you know?
Serena Williams for sure, but I don't know her.
Right, I was gonna oh, you went on this
No.
for your birthday, you're going out with Serena, yeah. Do you know
Nope.
anybody in your real life who is
Yeah. For sure. I knew a lot of people on my tennis team when I played college tennis that were just really just fast, just so fast. I was always in the back when we did our sprints, you know?
Yeah. Mhm.
And so I always admired how fast they could run.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
For me, I'm gonna say my nephew, my 11-year-old nephew, he's very
Oh,
athletic.
that's
He
great.
plays in Little League, he plays basketball, he's very talented. So it's
That's
one of those we don't
great.
know where it must be from the other side of the family.
Okay, I
Um
see, I see.
Okay, so let's get into some words here. So we have athletic, of course. That's the first one we've been mentioning. So you could say he's really athletic. He's made all his teams at school.
Yes. I love that. And then sporty. I like the word sporty because
Yeah.
this can go in different areas too. So for example, wow, you're playing rec soccer? I didn't know you were so sporty. And
Mhm.
the interesting thing about the word sporty, it can also be a way of dressing.
Right.
Um,
Yeah, that's true.
like a
Maybe you wear a lot
style.
of athleisure. Yeah.
Yeah, fashion style for sure. But
Yeah.
that's not exactly what we're talking about today, but that is a
Mhm.
thing.
But it makes me think of Sporty Spice,
Sporty Spice.
remember? Yep.
That wasn't the Spice Girl that was married to Beckham, right?
No,
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 no.
no, that
No,
was
no, no.
Posh.
Okay. Okay. Posh Spice. Yes, cool. All right, we're gonna take a quick break and then come back and keep talking about this. All right. And then what's another way we could talk about someone being athletic, Michelle?
Okay, so you could just say, and this could be for anything about a talent, but I wanted to throw this in because we use it to talk about sports
Yeah.
for sure. This is
Yeah.
good at something, right? So
Mm,
you can just, it doesn't need to be that you have a vocabulary word that's specifically about sports.
right.
But so for example, I'm going to use Caitlin Clark. So Caitlin Clark is really good at basketball. She's the next big thing. So,
Yes.
Lindsay, have you been following Caitlin Clark at all?
Yeah, I've been trying to a little bit, sort of overhearing the
Yeah.
news while I'm preparing
Yeah.
dinner. I guess she did as of now. I mean, we're recording this in June, and so things could change, but I think as of now, she wasn't chosen for the Olympic team. Is that the big controversy of
Right, I
what it
think yeah,
was?
she wasn't, I
Mhm.
believe.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
some people were upset about that, so that
Right,
they
right,
felt
right.
that she deserved to be on it.
But yeah, she's supposed to be really, really good, and she has a lot of years left. She's very
She
young. Didn't
just
she
yeah,
just graduate college?
yeah, she's in her
Yeah.
first year in the WNBA.
Yeah, and I think what I've heard about her is that she's also a really good sport, like a
Oh,
really
yeah?
good it sounds like a good model,
Mm.
you know?
Yeah, yeah, I don't know, but, there's just yeah, there's definitely a lot of hype around her, so she's big in the
Yes.
you'll hear her name around a lot.
Yes, for sure, for sure. Okay, what else? Active, right? So, how
Active.
do we use that?
Right, you could say she's really active. She runs every day. So this doesn't necessarily mean about a typical sport. So I could
Sure.
well, it also depends on what is a sport. What do you count as a sport? That's a whole other conversation. But if I am doing a Peloton every day, you could say I'm really active, but I might not be athletic. But I might be, right? So
Yeah, I think that the way this will come up in conversation for our listeners, guys, is there is so much research coming out every day, it feels like, about how important it is to be active and how
active, yeah.
bad sitting is for you. And so you might have conversations about that new research coming out, the science,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. And then what's the next one? We'll do one more.
Competitive. Okay. Some people are quite competitive, right? So, for example,
Mhm.
my cousin is a competitive swimmer.
Really?
So, well, no, that was the example that you
Oh,
wrote in
that
our notes, Michelle.
was
Michelle, you came up with this example.
that was so funny. I turned away from the notes. I turned away from the notes,
Oh,
and I
that's
was
so
just
funny.
looking at you for a second, and so that is hilarious. Oh, and
Okay,
I'm like,
guys.
"Really? Wow." And then I was
It's
gonna say to
Monday,
you
okay? It's
I was
Monday.
gonna
It's all
I was
right.
I was gonna say, "Lindsay, why didn't you bring that up
That's
as a
amazing.
person that you know who's competitive when I asked?" Oh my
No.
goodness.
Well, that's all right. These things happen. Yeah, so that was the example. Love it. But that could be used as an adjective, right? A
Right,
competitive swimmer. What kind of swimmer? A competitive swimmer.
right.
So what does that mean? Does that mean that they are by nature competitive? Not really. Yes, maybe, but not exactly in this context, right, Michelle?
Right, right. It was more just the kind of swimmer.
Yeah.
They compete. in
Yes.
competitions.
Yes.
Whereas, that you could also say a recreational swimmer, that's a person who does it just for fun.
Right. But that swimmer, that recreational swimmer could be very
Right.
competitive. So that's the interesting part. There we're talking
Right.
about what, Michelle? More in our minds, right?
Right. Yeah. One
Yeah.
is more just what you do, and one is more your mindset.
Yeah. Are you a competitive person?
Mm, it depends really on what. I wouldn't say, I think I like to have a good time. I don't think I wanna get, super
Yeah.
competitive about stuff. I mean, I like
Yeah.
to be ambitious, but I wouldn't necessarily say that I'm super, super competitive. What about you?
No, I mean, I remember in college tennis, I shouldn't admit this, but sometimes, the season would go into summer and if we
Mhm.
kept winning, and I would
Mhm.
always think, oh man, I kind of hope we don't win so I can go home for the summer.
That's so funny. I love it.
Yeah, not good. Hopefully my old coach doesn't listen to the show.
Right,
So,
right.
all right. Michelle, anything else we want to ask today before we move on with the episode? Anything
Yeah,
interesting?
just a few
Yeah.
fun things. Lindsay, what is one sport you wish you were good at?
One sport I wish I were good at. Maybe pickleball. Well, I haven't tried it,
Oh.
and I did play a lot of tennis growing up, so probably I'm good at it. But I would like to try it. What about you,
Mhm.
Michelle?
So, I the first thing that jumps out at me, and I don't know, is yeah, this is of course this is a sport. Come on, Michelle. Figure skating.
Very cool.
I wish I were a good skater and that I could do
Yeah,
jumps and all that stuff. That would be really, really neat.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
and the other things, I know what you do to stay active. I know you're
Oh
a
yeah.
hiker. I know you're a tennis player. You're one of
Mm.
the more active people I know, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing I wish I could do well with competence is capoeira. I've tried it over the years,
Oh
and
yeah.
I struggle because you have to take your shoes off,
Ah,
and so it's hard on the feet, but if you watch capoeira, it is gorgeous. I've never
yeah.
seen anything so beautiful.
Oh wow.
The way they do flips and spins, and it's just so these sports that make use of the body in a gorgeous way.
Yeah. Mm.
I wish I could do those kinds of sports.
Right. Yeah, I guess that's why I said,
Yeah, figure
figure
skating.
skating.
That
Yeah,
makes sense.
I always like watching that. Well, hey, yeah, the Olympics.
Yeah?
Yeah, this is good for
But
because we're in the
isn't but
Olympics,
figure
yeah.
skating is more in the Winter Olympics, I guess, right?
Right, exactly. So we're not gonna
Right.
be watching figure skating anytime soon, but
Bummer.
it will be but I also do enjoy the gymnastics.
Yes, I love it. And we will be hopefully talking about the Olympics as we get closer, guys. Well, probably this is coming out very
Yeah,
close to the
exactly.
Olympics, in fact.
Or I think it's
But
during the Olympics.
yeah, but we'll be doing some episodes about the Olympics, guys, more
Yes.
specifically. So just keep tuning in and hit that follow button. So, Michelle, let's go into a role play, shall
Let's
we?
do it. Here we go.
Good. All right.
We are friends who, are in a soccer league together
Mm-hmm.
on the weekends.
Yes. All right, here we go. I'm so glad I started this league. I've never been good at soccer, but I always wanted to try.
Yeah, and you're incredible at it. You're clearly very athletic.
Well, thanks. It's because I'm really competitive. I just can't stand losing.
Ah, I get that. I'm just playing for fun and to stay active. In general, I'm honestly not that sporty.
Nice. So we use some of the phrases today, right? So it's kind of interesting. Well, we'll get into that in the takeaway, but I've never been good at soccer, is what I said, right? Which
Mhm,
is
mhm.
true. Trip over my feet all the time. I think, yeah.
And then I said, "You're clearly very athletic."
Clearly very athletic. And then I said, it's because I'm really competitive. I can't stand losing. And those two things could be like not necessarily come together, right?
Right,
You could be very athletic, but not very competitive. So you kind of don't care, or vice versa. You could
right,
be super competitive, but just not very good at
right,
the
that's
sport,
true.
right? Yeah.
That's true. This is, getting very complex over here.
Yeah.
And then I said, "I'm just playing for fun and to stay active."
hmm
Mhm.
And then you said, in general, I'm honestly not that sporty. And what was it that we said about sporty, Michelle, that's important for our listeners to know here?
It can also mean a style, right? It can just be
Yes.
like sporty spice. Well, maybe she was athletic too, I guess. I don't know. But
Right.
yeah, if you like to wear a lot of athleisure, you're always wearing leggings around and a sports bra or whatever, maybe you have a
Yeah.
sporty style.
Yeah, totally. That's it. And so we can go into that maybe another day, talking about different ways to talk about your fashion style.
That
But
would
for
be fun.
today, I think this episode today will be great as we watch the Olympics this
Yeah,
summer, guys, because naturally you might have conversations about your own athletic ability as you're
right.
watching, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Oh, yeah, that's a good conversation topic. So these are good, right? Not all of these necessarily mean these are not all synonyms of each other necessarily, but they all deal with the idea of athleticism and just yeah, definitely good to use around this time of 4 years.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe you're sitting in front of the TV watching the games. Maybe you're going to the games in Paris if you're lucky enough to be able to go
Oh
there,
yeah.
or you're just talking about it at work, right? What did you see the tennis match last night or the
Yeah.
soccer game? So
Yep.
get into it, guys. Be willing to reveal a little bit about your own abilities and open up that
Yeah.
conversation to connect,
It
right?
definitely is a huge connection skill. So, anyway,
Huge.
Lindsay, this was fun. Happy birthday, guys. Share the show for Lindsay and enjoy
Yes.
the Olympics.
All right, sounds good, Michelle. Talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.